ones, empaths, I believe, right, that the only thing that makes us advance or be higher up than one another is our heart, is our deeds, is how good we are, right? From a non-religious standpoint or from a religious standpoint, it's right to say that we have morals, conduct, standards. You know, it would be a nicer world if everyone played accordingly to how an empath is in this life, right? But the shame about society is, right, and I don't look at anyone regardless of color, gender, financial situation. I don't look at anyone as on top, you know. I don't care if you're a multi-billion trillionaire. It doesn't mean you're a better person than me, right? I don't feel that material wealth or any of that puts us above someone else, right? I believe it's all to do with our morals, how we are as people, and there's a greater plan in at hand in why we are in all various positions in the social construct, right? But narcissists have affected every class in society. So you know when they say lower class, middle class, upper class, all of these classes have been intercepted by narcissists. From the low level to the very top, to the 1%, right? And I wouldn't even just say narcissists, I'd say psychopaths, you know? Even on the high end, some certain CEOs and certain high-ranking officials, not even just the government, but beyond the government, right? Like, there's various very wealthy families in the world, like the richest families in the world and stuff like that. I believe that, I'm not saying all of these people are narcissists or psychopaths, but there will be narcissists and psychopaths in amongst those areas, right? As well as, you know, middle class, there'll be narcissists and psychopaths there, as well as lower class, there'll be narcissists and psychopaths there. So we have been infiltrated by this being that seems to want to wish pain upon other people and is satisfied of someone else's dissatisfaction, right? They're backward way thinking. They don't have any empathy. They don't have any care. Yet there's so many of them out there. It's unreal. We might have been awakened for a romantic relationship, a friend, a family member, a business associate, a colleague, a partner, in a partnership, business partnership. We might have been awakened through a narcissist through a variety of ways. But when you look at it in a deeper meaning, there's so many of them out there, it's unreal. And this is why the moment you wake up to know there's human beings, you always hear from when you're a child, oh, there's a bad person, or this is a bad person, but you don't really understand the fundamental levels of the nature, because these lot, especially the covert ones, they masquerade like they're the people's person, right? They masquerade with this artificial light, and they can get deeply affiliated with you through various ways, right? But there's even ones that we don't see, the ones that are behind the curtain, right? The ones in the higher up end of society that we don't see on the street, that aren't at our level, right? In the governments and beyond the governments, right? There's these parasites. And it's almost like they're another race innovative of themselves, right? It's almost like they're another race in general. They're not the same as us. They're very different to us. Yet, they're there. And this is why when people say, you know, why is the world this way? We can't blame it on the world. We only can blame it on the people that are in it, that try to destroy our happiness and try to make this world a horrible place. You know? Even in war, there's manipulation. There's false flags where they deliberately stir up an army of people to be against an agenda that wasn't really an agenda. And it was really a false flag. Really, there was another culprit behind it that just made out a group of people this way, or a country this way, so they start warring, right? So there's even manipulation, and this is done at high-level tactics in the governments, etc., that want to manipulate the people. Then they go to war, right? And then they manipulate the people and tell them, oh, it's all for a good deed, right? And then we get the whole division among people who are anti-war, pro-war, and then you get the whole arguments beneath, right? So, you know, it's not that just at the top is dysfunctional and that's why the rest of us are dysfunctional. This works both ways, right? If everyone was functional, right, less money would be made. Less, you know, by everyone being dysfunctional, being mixed in with these narcissists and these evil people, causing all this drama and war and everything like that, it creates wealth for the super rich or for the elite, right? So you've got to understand that there's many people in this society that don't want harmony for mankind. They don't want unity for mankind. They don't want brotherhood and sisterhood for mankind. They want us all divided. They want us all in our square, on our square, in our place, doing our job. That's all they want. And they don't care if you're abused, manipulated, smeared, devalued. They don't care how it is. They just want it this way. And the only way we can change is to isolate ourselves from people that exude any traits, right? You got a boss at your job that's giving you shit, right? And they're a narcissist. I know it might be hard, and don't leave and punch him in the face. I know you might want to, but you can always find another job, right? And I know it's not easy. Sometimes you might be elderly and you're working and it's your career and stuff. But try and navigate options. Then if you can't leave the job, you need to put up a social wall, a block, you know, like you're in a bubble. Us empaths need to put ourselves in a protective bubble, like a shield around us to protect us from the negative energy and the negative stuff that we have to mix with in the world. Because we take on a lot of feelings as empaths of other people. Sometimes when you're having a down day, it's not that you're having a down day. It's that you was around people that was carrying negative energy that put you on that down day, right? But all I'm saying is, right, we just have to be careful wherever you are, in whatever position of society that you're in. There's narcissists there. From the top to the bottom, from the bottom to the top. There is narcissists, psychopaths, sociopaths, and these toxic creatures scattered amongst the masses everywhere. So the only way we can have harmony and unity is by uniting with our fellow tribe or our fellow tribe members, because that's basically what we are. It's like there's tribes on earth, right? You can put the narcissists and the sociopaths and the psychopaths all in one army, right? And you can put the empaths in another army, right? Another tribe. That's just how it is. But we can't keep getting drawn out by these individuals, wherever you are, in whatever rank or position or wherever you are in the social construct, navigate accordingly away from these demonic entities, right? Because they're another race of themselves. And the ones that we've met close in our life or in our past were there because I believe the universe or God or positive energy, your higher self, something out there looking out for you, your angels, something there looking out for you is making you aware of this kind of race, right? And this race wants to breed with us, to have children. Now, I'm not saying I don't believe children are remotely affected, right? I believe for some reason, before the planet or this earth even begun, I believe, and I might be wrong, it's just a theory, so you can take it with a pinch of salt, right? I just believe that certain individuals have been predisposed or predestined to be toxic, like narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths. For some reason. It's the only reason. And there's actually some benefit. There must be some benefit from their existence, which a benefit that I can see from their existence is it teaches us to know ourselves, and it teaches us to know our values and our morals and our standards. It teaches us these things, right? It teaches us that we're different from them. It teaches us the value of love. It teaches us so many things by them being here. But I believe they're destined for doom. They're predestined for doom. And I don't believe there's any saving them. Maybe I'm wrong. It's just a theory. It's just a theory. But they're here. We're here now too. And they're everywhere, filtered throughout society. Right? So wherever you go on your journey of life, however high you climb or however low you go, right? Just know there's a narcissist or a psychopath or a sociopath or a toxic individual in general waiting on every corner. There's one of them on every corner. We pass them every day. We can't let them get infiltrated in our world. That's what we must put a stop to. That's what we are chosen to do. To put a stop to these individuals infiltrating our world. If you have children with them, with the grace of God or the universe or the positive energy, these children will be fine. And you can act as a role as a mother and a father, or a father and a mother to the child, and give them all the emotional, physical support that they need to develop into a good human being, right? That's all we can do as parents, if we are a parent. Because the narcissist in a romantic setting with children envies the child, envies the youth of the child, gets jealous of the child when they have birthdays. This is what they're like. This is what the narcissists and the psychopaths and the sociopaths are like. They don't pair bond with their own children. Or they'll pick one child, the golden child, and then you have the scapegoat and the black sheep. They're weirdos, right? So you've got to try your best out there, and you've got a hard battle. I'm not saying I can handle it. I'm just throwing my 2 cents in. That's all I'm doing. I'm just throwing my 2 cents in, my 2 pennies in. I don't know of any other currency off the top of my head. But I'm trying to say I'm just throwing my little bit in to say that you've got a real duty on your hands to try and help and assist those children to not be negatively affected by their parent, even if they're spending 50% of the time with the parent. We're good, we're kind, we're loving. That can outshine any darkness. Wherever you shine light, shine light into darkness, it becomes light. That's what we have to do as empaths. We have to shine our light bright and navigate those around us and help those around us, right? Because wherever we go, we're going to find these individuals. You're going to find them in the schooling system. You're going to find them in some of your children's teachers. You're going to find them in the police force, the firefighters, the ambulance service, the judges, the government. You're going to find them everywhere you go. You know what I'm saying? So it only takes you going through a divorce or something, and then, you know, you're trying to present your case about your abusive ex or whatever situation you're in, and there's some psychopath judge there, you know. Psychopath judge is going to make some stupid decision. It's just the way the world is. They're everywhere, wherever we go. You know? They have us all ticking along. They have us all ticking along nicely, divided up, fighting amongst ourselves. You know, there's something I always believed in, from before I even believed in God. I believed that we was all sent here to recognize each other's differences, and I could see unity in the world. You know, I live in London, right? And when I first got my first job, right, I saw everyone in the subway system. That's the underground trains in London. And it looked like chains of slaves all. I know they wasn't really chains of slaves, but just that's what I saw when I first got into the working world. I saw everyone rushing around. And they have us chasing money with this carrot, like the carrot in front of the horse dangling in front of us, all chasing money. Different levels of society, you know. Middle class scared of the lower class. No, the higher class scared of the lower class. Middle class look down at the lower class, you know. Lower class look up to the higher class. I think it's all a lot of bullshit, you know. We're all individuals. There's so many chosen ones and empaths that are homeless people out there, you know. People that people look down on every day. It's empaths and chosen ones and people that are destined for a better hereafter, I believe, than some of these filthy rich, right? That's just the way the world works. There's something about that's going to happen in this world. We're tested, right? We're taught. We're mentored. This is what's happening beneath in the spiritual realm. We're being mentored. We're being taught. We're being guided by something, right? Whether you call it God, positive energy, the universe, whatever you call it, there's something good out there. We know good. We know bad. We've experienced the mix of good and evil when we was with this narcissist, this psychopath, this sociopath, this toxic individual, whatever they were. We've realized the mix of good and evil. But that doesn't mean that the offspring, as I said, will become good and evil because you've mixed. I don't believe that. I believe, as I said, we're chosen from birth, right? We're chosen to be who we are from birth. Yes, our childhood can have an effect on us. But as I always say, there's so many people that have had terrible childhoods that grow up to be campaigners against abuse, and they stand up in society and they're empaths, and they don't allow the abuse that happened to them as a child to affect them. So when I see cases like that, it doesn't make me excuse a narcissist having a narcissistic parent. There's something in free will. I don't know what it is. There's something in our free will, in our choice, right? We have a choice in the matter. We have a choice to feel certain ways. But there's also elements of predestination. Sorry, I'm going a little complex now, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. There's elements of predestination, destiny, etc. But there's also elements of our own choice and free will. And I believe our own choice and free will lies internally in us. You know, internally, as we're on this train track that we call life, where we're being guided, we go through certain trials and tribulations and experiences to mold us, to strengthen us, to educate us, to make us wiser. But all I know is there's different people on these train tracks, right? It's different people on this course through life. And some are guided for destruction, and some are guided for the light. Some are guided for the good. And we're here on earth. That's what I believe. It's only a theory. It's nothing factual, but it's just my 2 cents on what I think is happening in the world. But what the message of today was, I went off topic, but what the message of today was, just know wherever you go in life, wherever you go, you know, even to the shops or to your wedding day or to a funeral or to whatever, right? Or to your new job. Anything. There's narcissists everywhere we go. There's psychopaths everywhere we go. There's sociopaths everywhere we go. And the thing is, a lot of these lot just blend in with society. A lot of these lot just have regular jobs in different sectors of society. They have jobs, they have careers, they have pursuits, they haven't killed no one, they haven't shot no one. They're not exactly acting like a complete deranged serial killer, or, you know, they're not acting like that. They're well established within their field of whatever part of society that is. But if you get involved and intertwined with them, they will bring destruction to your life. And it doesn't have to be some violent kind, right? I know we see a lot of violence in the world, but we can get entangled with these individuals without violence. It doesn't necessarily have to be someone violent. It can just be a new boss. It can just be a new colleague at work. It can just be a new family member, or your spouse's family, or, you know, your mother-in-law, your father-in-law, your mum, your dad. It can be anywhere. So we just have to focus. And once we know who these people are, turn cold on them. You know, don't let them in. And a lot of what's helped me realize my position and where I stand in life and my morals was actually by detaching from society itself, from being on my own, from thinking, from not following what friends do, from even staying away from certain friends, from just isolating myself. And I'm not going to be in this isolation phase forever, this solitude phase. But for now, I'm using it to my advantage, and I'm developing and healing. Still, you know, the healing journey for this narcissistic abuse that we went through will go on for the rest of our lives. You know, we're always going to have the scars that remain from what the narcissist done to us. But as I always say, with scars, you get thicker skin, we become more resilient, we develop, we go stronger. So just be careful when you're out there. And don't allow the goodness that you have to fall victim to the betrayal of these parasites. So anyway, thank you for watching today. Please press the like and the subscribe button. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can find the link in the description box. And if you'd like a one-to-one session with myself, you can also find the link in the description box. Currently, I've got the main channel, Narcissism channel. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.